What's up, y'all? Happy Thursday. We are back. The Investment Blueprint IG Live. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Those who don't know, my name is Anthony Lee, A. Lee Real Estate. And tonight we are going to be interviewing Chris. Chris is a real estate investor, done a little bit of everything in the real estate game, and he's killing it on the construction side. Um, So definitely looking forward to telling his journey and sharing with you guys his story. Hope you guys are having a great week. Don't forget this Monday we got a free event. We're doing a Zoom this Monday, teaching you guys how to analyze deals for fix and flip, or how to analyze deals to get the cash flow out of those properties. Let's see if we got Chris in the building. We just sent them an invite. But what else is going on, good people? There we go. There he is. Chris, what's happening, good brother?
What's going on? Hey Lee, how you doing? I'm good.
Man,
Myself.
thank you, man. I appreciate you jumping on.
No, I appreciate the opportunity, man. I think it's definitely gonna be a good one for the night. So I'm looking forward to it.
For sure, man. Nah, it's kind of been a long time coming. I ain't connected with you in a minute. I know we was always catching each other at the Jay Morrison events and all the different networking events, but I'm definitely glad to see you stayed the course and you figuring out your way. Um, so that's always good to see and good to hear, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Likewise, man. Definitely been a long time coming. So, I'm always open for collaborations, but yeah, this one right here, it just was a matter of when. So I'm glad we was able to, get it in early this year, man. Definitely congrats to all the success you've been having too, man. I'm definitely watching and I'm a fan for sure.
Oh, I definitely appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it, man. And I just saw you did the interview with Rod. Was it yesterday you did an interview with Rod?
Yeah, yup. We did a live last night. It was dope. Great energy on that joint.
Okay. Well, we'll definitely give people like 2 more minutes to tune in. Make sure you guys share this out. You guys don't want to miss it. We're gonna basically pour into you guys, share some information about Chris's journey and how he's been able to be successful in the real estate game. Some of the good, the bad, and the great.
No doubt. Definitely. It's gonna be dope. Can you hear me clearly? I just want to make sure. I can hear you clearly, but your I guess your screen just keep like doing a loading thing as it is for me anyway. I'm not sure about everybody else, so I just want to make sure.
Nah, so on my end it's good. Every once in a while you get a little delay, but I know sometimes. Are you on the Wi-Fi? If you try to take your Wi-Fi off, sometimes it'll act right. But if it start pausing, just turn your Wi-Fi back on. Yeah, now you loading, so I don't know. You might want to go back to the Wi-Fi then. Yeah, you good though. You good.
Okay, no doubt.
Everybody here is good. Drop a fire emoji if y'all ready and you can hear me. Can you hear Chris good? Let me see one of them fire emojis. All right, make sure you share this out with at least 2 to 3 people. But Chris, definitely tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you from? And give us the early part on how you got started in the real estate game.
Got you. Great question. So my name is Christopher Darden. Definitely appreciate everybody that's tuning into the live right now. I am from Northtown, Pennsylvania. I'm like 20 minutes outside of the city, right across from Montgomery County. And I started my businesses and everything and growing in the Philadelphia market heavy. And yeah, just looking forward to continuing to grow my brand and my business. But in terms of how I got started in real estate, I got started, I guess, just like a lot of you guys, as a wholesaler. I didn't have any money. I was fascinated with the real estate business and trying to figure out how I can buy my first property. And I feel like when I really look back and think about it, it's a long line of things. Like my mom buying a house when I went into like sixth grade. That was like, small things that happened in my life that I was able to see was possible, but still didn't have a path or avenue into real estate. But in 2014, I ended up running into the Jay Morrison Academy, and that's kind of how I learned about wholesaling. But I actually did a lot, like you were saying, and Rob was actually one of the people who actually showed me the game, like told me that it was possible and showed me the moves that he was making. And, you know, it set me off. I started my LLC right away and my brand and my business as a wholesaler. And that was the beginning journey for me. Wholesaling, you know, trying to buy my, you know, get to buy my first properties. So I own 9 units right now. And
That's what's up.
I've also, within that process, you know, tapped into the construction as another source of revenue. Because when I was wholesaling and I didn't have deals, my clients were still, you know, big clients, and they still were going to go buy 10 properties or 5 properties or 3 properties anyway. So I knew that I had to offer them a different type of service. I got into doing like, you know, general labor, stuff like that. And, you know, allowed me to not faster through the relationships and, you know, further getting to learn about the business more from a technical standpoint.
So for you, the beginning journey was you used wholesaling as your entry point, but the wholesaling really was a stepping stone. And then you developed a business, like a full-fledged business in the real estate for rehabbing though.
Correct. So the idea really was that, you know, as a wholesaler, you just literally connecting the dots. You know, you're connecting the seller, connecting the buyer. What you find out is that without gluing all the pieces together, nobody makes any money. So that was like tough for me, and I started having to create buyers and find strategic ways to actually, you know, get my deals closed. And you know, I realized that I was able to contract properties, but I contracted so much real estate, but I didn't close out. My closeout ratio was terrible. So that's what kind of got me interested in, you know, like I said, the other sector of the real estate business, which was, all right, I can do construction. And, you know, that business just picked up. I didn't have no expectations for it in terms of it being like a big, you know, big business, but it just picked up so fast and just, you know, started having a life of its own. So I had to, like, you know, really get behind it, and, you know, it kind of became my mainstay. But, you know, I'm still focused on trying to keep my real estate goals and my development goals, you know, kind of in front of me. But the construction business has allowed me to see like the housings and the building from a technical standpoint and really learn a lot on site. Just being around people who can do stuff that I can't do, like foundation guys and carpenters and electricians and plumbers. So, you know, it just, you know, it added value. But for me, it was really about owning a piece of the supply chain further than what I was able to do just as an investor with no money and little to no resources, really. So all this stuff just definitely grew over time, but, you know, it created a perfect formula for me to be successful.
So what would you say your long-term goals? Because what I'm hearing is that you were using certain tools to get you to the, like you said, your overall goal is you want to own units, you want to be a developer, you want to own properties.
Correct. My end goal is multifamily investments and development.
Okay. Gotcha. So again, that vehicle now that you're in, which is the construction side, I'm saying you got the cheat code, because if you can know the numbers of building these properties, it's even easier for you to know how much you can pay for it, because you can do the rehab all in-house now.
Correct. No, absolutely. And that was a big thing for me. And like earlier when I was mentioning that I didn't have no real expectations for it, like my partner was more or less in the business and, you know, making some plays, but he wanted me to come in as a consultant to actually help him grow his business from a percentage standpoint and, you know, just give me a little kickback. But I saw it as an opportunity to say, well, I'm already dealing with contractors, but some of them don't trust me. I'm not, you know, I don't have any properties. I'm not the guy with the money, you know. So when you, as a wholesaler, you just hustling off a good fortune. Look, I can bring you this business. If I can get this person to buy it, I can refer you as a contractor, and then, you know, you got a possibility to close this thing out. So I realized that I didn't need to do that. I could own a piece of the company that was going to do it anyway, because my end goal is multifamily apartments and development. So I don't want to be stuck dealing with contractors and I can't move the way that I want to move. Like, I want to control the supply chain and actually have the documentation to be able to make those type of moves without anybody, you know, kind of slowing me down. So I knew that early on. So I know where I'm going, but there's certain things I knew that I would need in place for me to be successful when I got there.
Gotcha. No, that's dope. And I think the game changer is you have it now. You know, you've been doing the construction side for some time now. And now as you keep building up these properties, you could tell dudes, yo, y'all not working on nobody else stuff. I got enough inventory for y'all just to work all in-house with me now on all my projects.
Yup.
And now here, like you said, you really can control your time and your freedom and your income scale, because you'll make the money GCing your own projects, then you'll make the money on the back end, whether you flip it or whether you do the burst strategy. And it's just like a rinse and repeat cycle, all in house, all in house.
Correct. Absolutely. Like that's the end goal in the most perfect world for sure. But you know, it takes a lot of people to be able to see your vision and really help you grow and scale a business of that type of magnitude. But you know, I know a lot of people that's cashing out and doing it. You know, we in the process of just building something that's immovable. So we've been doing a you know, amazing job, I would say, for sure. And you know, I've only been in construction since 2018, 2017.
You
So
said only.
yeah, only, yep.
That's not a short like time period. Like you didn't. That's 4 years, not to mention the last 2 years through a pandemic, and you still thriving and pushing.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. We're doing an amazing job where we are, but it's I don't know. As I've been growing, especially through the pandemic too, because a lot of things started to go virtual. But I got on a lot of webinars and Zooms in that time period, and I actually got to get on with some bigger companies like Gilbane and like I can't think of a few other off the top of my head, but like they were talking about, you know, $500 million projects, you know, $50 million projects, stuff like that.
Right.
And it was just like, it was a different type of breath of fresh air, different type of conversation, because like I
Right.
said, I came in with no expectations. Like that was never, my goal was never to have the largest construction company ever. Like that's not what I'm in it for. So seeing them actually talk at that high level about what they're doing and you know, what their goals are, it made me want my goals to be bigger, for real, because it's like I'm not in it to be playing either. So we need to figure out, you know, how we get that happy medium between, you know, what my personal goal is, and you know, really where can this construction thing really take me, because it's been a ride. Like I didn't have any expectations, so my clients and things got bigger as I, you know, gained more control or had more stake in the game, which was the paper, to be able to deal with their assets without them having to deal with them.
Right. Now it's funny you say that. So I was at a lunch yesterday, the day before, and like you said, it's amazing sometimes of what being in certain rooms. If you're in the right headspace,
Mm-hmm.
it'll make you realize your goals aren't big enough,
For
or
sure.
you're not going harder, but it's in a positive way. So again, I say when you're in the right headspace, you don't necessarily like hearing them talk about $5 million deals. I know for me back in the day, I'd have been like, yo, that's too big. They tripping. They talking crazy. Now,
Right.
oh, oh no, they talking my language like it's realistic. I want to obtain that. But then the
Right.
crazy part is this is when the game really got different for me. Hanging around these certain people, I'm realizing even that type of money, whether it's 1 million, 100,000, 500,000, that's just the stepping stone, because the game changer now that I'm learning on the other side of real estate, if you can maximize what you do on a day-to-day as far as profitability, that pushes you to the bigger bag on the credit side.
Mm-hmm.
So like them
Absolutely.
people talking about 5 million, 50,000 and all of that, if they show the cash flow, they go to the bank and get $1 million line of credit before they even do the $1 million deal. So you
Right.
telling me I can have a business within the real estate realm, whatever it is, and now you telling me because I got good credit, I could go get a line of credit or some type of funding up to 500,000, $1 million, and still go do another deal and make another million.
Right. Absolutely. And it's happening all day long, man. We just I feel like at the brink of really what we're really capable of as a culture, as a community, and just I don't know, man. It's beautiful, man. I see a lot of people shaking and moving, man. That's why, you know, when we go back to that, you know, this thing is long overdue. It's like, you know, I respect everything you're doing just because you taking it serious, and you know, you putting people in position. I see that, you know, you making other people successful outside of just yourself. So um, it's a different type of feel when you start talking about, you know, making money in economics. So
Right. Nah, I definitely appreciate that. Thank you, man. Definitely, Scoop. Credit is major key, Scoop.
major.
Uh, and that's the thing. So, like for you, Chris, talk about maybe running the business, because I feel like one of the hardest parts that's really make or break for a lot of investors is the construction side. So, can you talk about maybe for people that are looking for contractors, how do you find a good contractor? What are some of the things you should look for to know that this contractor is legit?
Got you. I would definitely say first things first. You can get right to the paperwork. You can go online and look up their business name with the state, and see if they're actually even filed as a legal business. So that's the first thing. I would say from there is really, you know, if you're courting this company anyway, because you might see companies just riding by and, you know, all right, cool, you get their number down, you give them a call. But I'm saying, like, you making that next step to actually court this person, you want to be looking for that. You want to be looking for if they have the right insurances, as well, to be able to hold your project down, general liability. You want to, you know, even ask for you to be able to walk their actual sites where they're actually doing work at, so you can see the type of work that they're doing hands on for yourself, which is really big. So I get a lot of my relationships on sites, on job sites, like, you know, especially in Philly, man. If you're in the city of Philly, or, you know, Baltimore, or anywhere that's like, you know, is blighted and it's stuff going on, like, yo, if you see a door open and it's construction guys, or you see vans outside, like, get out the car, you know, get your business card, or go get their contact, go engage with them, because that's really where it's happening at. Like, Home Depot is another good place to meet with contractors, but, like, overall, like, you want to be out in the streets making, you know, making yourself known.
Right.
Big site, you know, bigger development, commercial developments, got banners and stuff outside. Like, start taking those contacts down and, you know, making relationships, because those type of projects, when we, you know, when we talk about scale, that's where we want to be at. So you got to go where that's at to be able to meet those type of people that's actually doing it. So it's really that simple for me. That's how I do it.
So even with that aspect, though, I'm saying, do you have to be likable, or do you got to be like confident to go up and talk to these people that you don't know? Like,
I was, that's tough for me to answer. I would definitely say you want to be confident, because if you're not confident, then you're not gonna get the right response. You're not gonna be in the mix. You want to be there and feel like you're supposed to be there. You want them to feel like you're supposed to be there. So I'm not sure what everyone's angle would or wouldn't be. So it's like kind of a wide question, but, like, yeah, definitely go confidently. But if you in business, make sure you got your business cards in play. Make sure your website is matching your business cards, your logo, everything, so you representing yourself and whomever may be behind this thing. So it's not just you walking as if, you know, you're, you know, whoever you are. It's like, no, this is the company and this is who we are, and that's what you want to do, which is business to business. And that's what, you know, what I'm out there doing every day. And there's
not
contractors all over the place, and there's opportunities all over the place.
right now. I like that when you said I'm the business, but when I talk to everybody, it's we, me, and the business. You
Yeah, for
know,
sure, for sure. Like, even immediately when I set up a new company or a new business, I immediately create two emails. The first email is the info email, info at whatever the company name is. The second one is my email. So even if I was only just me, I'm emailing from info and I'm CCing myself. So they automatically see administration and feel like it's something bigger going on here than it's just this, you know, the CEO is just emailing out, sending. He does, but no, there's somebody in front of that CEO that's making a move.
right. You don't even realize, like, yo, you can't talk to the CEO. You got to talk to my administrator, even though it is me. But like you said, but it still lets them know, like, there's layers to it. And I think that's dope, because even from the business owner aspect, sometimes I'll say, me personally, in the beginning, I would be emotional. I want them to know it's me. I want them to, nah. That's how you
Mm-hmm.
get stuck staying in the business. But if you learn to have that layer and that buffer, it's easier for you to keep growing and to put people in place so that the business always runs without you.
Exactly, because that's what we're trying to get to. So I'm already starting with the end goal in mind. Like, I want somebody else to be here, because I don't need to get all that front end conversation. It's gonna be too much. You know, as entrepreneurs, like, you know, it's definitely not a 9 to 5 type of gig. So you want to try and manage your time as best as possible. So even if it ends up being a virtual assistant or something like that, that ends up getting there, or, you know, it could be anybody. You know, your auntie, your cousin, your sister, your brother, like, but definitely for now, make sure you on top of it, but set yourself up for what the end goal is, which is to work outside of your business.
Definitely. So now that you're on the construction side, like, what are you seeing as far as pricing? Because I know a lot of investors are like, we're all complaining, like, yo, these rehab numbers getting out of control, the material numbers getting out of control, the contractors want more money because the material numbers going up. So it's like, what's your take on that, being that you are the contractor?
My take on it is that, like, yeah, for sure, the numbers is definitely going up. Fat Joe voicing it. Yesterday's price is not today's price, and I feel like I feel like it's worldwide. Like I've been affected in multiple areas of my life in that aspect. So I think it's time for everybody just to kind of pick up to what's going on. But in regards to construction itself, definitely like wood's up. Like a sheet of plywood is like $100 almost, something like that. Like studs is up, especially the wood prices is definitely up. Um, is up. That's the man. I got clients that's really doing partial guts now. They don't want to take the old studs out. Like they don't even want, look. Let's leave the lean aside. Like let's do it. We don't need to redo this whole thing. It's costing too
They
much.
cutting the bottom half of the sheetrock just to run the electrical. Talking about
Yup.
fully gutted. We don't got to do all of that.
Yup, that's how they be acting. Some of them anyway, but we try and build reputable clients. Most of them that we deal with do a lot of development, so they like to build from scratch because they can make their perfect piece, which I can respect as well. But it's all levels to the game. We deal with a lot of different type of clientele, and I think it's overall everybody going through the same struggle. So we just try and stay in our lane for real, for real. What we ended up doing was creating a VIC list, which is a very important client list. So
Okay.
I would say maybe 2 years ago or so, we was running around like a chicken with our head cut off because the stories, it still is, but it's a shortage of good contractors. So everybody wants to get their house rehabbed. Everybody's flipping houses, making moves. You got the PPA money flying through, and people got all this money. So it's a lot of people getting active and actually acting on their investing goals and stuff like that. But before that, we really figured out that we got some core clients that we actually love, and they love us, and we know what we like about the way that we do business. So it made it easy for us to say, all right, let's put these people in a group and just focus on them. These people can keep the lights on all year long based on the scale of projects that they're actually doing. We realized instead of like, the phone's ringing like crazy and you just trying to catch every dollar. It's like, no, let's make these people great. Let's make these people happy, and then build a second additional crew or third crew to be able to go take on the extra and the overflow. And whether we get the overflow, that's great. If we don't, that's great. But we make these people happy, and that's kind of where we are. We're very selective on the rehabs and things that we do. Like it got to be a portfolio builder for us, or something that makes a lot of sense. And we try and stay away from the one-offs and really just focus on growing with a client and growing a portfolio with them, because the more we can help them make money, the more we can make money effortlessly. So
I like that. I like that. So if I'm a new investor, would you still work with me, or I got to kind of get my reps up first?
It's not even that somebody would have to get their reps up, but the project would have to just be something that makes sense for our portfolio, because I'm only interested in building a beautiful portfolio. Like I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be the biggest contractor catching every job. Like that's not what's in it for me. Like I realized that construction, like I understand the business and I've grown with it, but it's not really where my passion is holistically. It's not really my passion. It's a business that I understand, and like it's been able to, it serves me well. It takes care of me. So I'm appreciative of being able to learn the skill and the craft, but I'm not a handy guy. Like you would take, like, not even just to say a carpenter, but a mechanic, or somebody that's really inclined. That's not me. I'm more brains. I'm business development. More type of role. Like, I get out there and I do work with my guys and stuff like that, but I'm not out there cutting with a saw and doing a bunch of extra stuff. Like, make sure that I got the right people on site and the right people in place to be able to get the things done. One thing that I did learn was a small saying, but it was you want to be the biggest contractor for subcontractors. And
I like that.
It just made so much sense at one point. It was like, all right, we need to be doing this. We got the relationships already. We're on site with all these different type of people. We need to just be plugging and playing, making our money off top of certain projects, and then cherry picking the ones that we absolutely know we would love to do.
Right.
So
that's a good strategy. And again, I love the fact that you were honest and said, hey, I know I don't know everything about the construction side. Like I'm not the most hands-on, like I'm not going to be putting no cabinets and no tile, but I'm smart enough to know how to hire the right people, and I'm smart enough to know, you know, how to analyze the situation and make sure that everybody wins that's going to be involved in it. I'll win, the client wins, and the person that's working with me wins.
Absolutely. And I got a great partner, and you know, he's more hands on, but still kind of has the back office brain that I have in a sense. So it's like, you know, a good type of relationship because I can count on him to be on the job site more than me, and you know, just being more. You know, we gotta get up on, you know, scaffolds is 5 stories. Like I know that he'll be up there. Yeah, so I'm not get up there. I try, but you know, I ain't too effective up there. Like put me in the back office, baby.
You like, yo, I could count and tell y'all what y'all supposed to take up there and what the materials is going to be, but yo, don't make me here and have to do the extra stuff. My guy Taylor Construction said, yo, that's the move right there. That's the move.
No, for sure, man. But it's a funny thing, and you know we never even really talked like this for like busted up like this. But I'm just being totally transparent because I think that people get on the Instagram and see the glitz and the glamours of different, you know, lifestyles and things that's going on, but it's like you can't really understand or really appreciate what's going on behind the scenes. Like it's no way that you can even put out that much content so somebody really understand what it is, but like it's organic. I think that the business is a great opportunity. What I've been able to learn over these few years is what I love about it and what I don't like about it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just getting in a space where I'm just doing everything I love about it. So what I realized was that I love to get contracts. Like I love to be able to build the business development. Like I'm great in that space. Like I never have a problem getting clients and building relationships. So I love that, and I'm an artsy guy. So the design aspect of it, the interior design, or just how it looks and putting it together. Like I'm fascinated with that. That gets my I don't know gets my wheels going from a stimulating standpoint. So I want to stay in between all of that. Everything else I want to delegate.
Right. No, but that's
For it to be a happy marriage between me and construction.
right. But I think that goes along with a lot of things, whether it's life or business. But again, it's dope that you're honest enough to say, yo, if I got these 15 tasks, I'm gonna stick to these 5 or 7, and these other 7, I'm gonna put somebody else in play so that they could do what they do. And
Absolutely.
like, yo, I don't have no problems. I don't got to be the only person making money. I don't got to be the person that got to know it all and do it all. But now we collaborate, and then you said you look up, you growing, you doing multiple rehabs, you doing, you know, project after project. But then that's allowing you time to do what you really have the end goal for, to buy more units.
Right, for sure, absolutely. And we've been able to do that in transition. So this construction, to be honest, too, construction is how I actually got my units. Right, so we got there because you know we growing as a company. Right, we hustling. Cool. 1 year we did around 80, and then the next year we quadrupled it. We was at like 290, and you know we sitting looking at the gross, and we just like all right, you know, we might got something going here. Like we might got something going here. We need to figure out where all the money went because we broke as hell right now. And like, how can we do this again but better? And
Right.
I realized that, you know, one of the things that we were doing was a lot of projects we would get scrap money from the project. So out of a demo, just say we demo a 3-story house, we would probably get about just say $500 to $600 in scrap out of a house, and you know we'll do just say 10 of those in a year or something like that. Just that
Right.
particular type of style house, and you know the scrap it will add up, but we would use it as petty cash. And once I realized that, like, all right, cool, well, forget the petty cash situation. Burning it out at the poppy store, so we eating every day. Then while we, you know, moving through the city and just spending on little stupid stuff, we're gonna create another LLC and start an investment account over there. So I made it
Ooh.
real from the very beginning, opposed to just doing a sub account under the construction business. Like, no, we're gonna get the money and we're gonna put it over there. So we were taking all the cash from the scrap and just putting it in the bank account. And we ended up doing a commercial project, which one we ended up filling like a 40-yard up. We ended up getting like 2,500 or almost $3,000, somewhere in between there,
No.
off of the project. But we was able to get close to $5,000 just off of scrap money. And you know, we put a couple little other dollars together as a partnership, 2,500 a piece type of deal, and we bought a triplex for like $7,000. So that was like our first, you know, making it real for us. taking the construction money and transitioning it into an asset.
No, that's major. And I think that's so we just had a conversation last week about financing and like people getting tax returns, their job money, how you should have these separate accounts. But I don't think what we didn't even talk about on the business side, like you said, taking this money from this other business, opening another business that's funneling the other business. Then it was like, again, you start becoming your own bank. You become your own bank. You ain't got to ask anybody no questions, and you can do as you please. And the crazy thing is, y'all still making money from other parts of the rehab. That's just the demo that y'all making that money.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. So, and it was a dope thing. That was just one of the line items or whatever the case may be. But true story, like that shit happened. And you know, I've been in the real estate business longer than I've been in you know, in the business as a contractor, correct? So, you know, it's taken me longer to actually get my hands on my first, you know, units that I'm holding on to, and you know, it's been a journey for me. So, you know, I kicked the door in, man. We really, you know, just built it up for nothing. Even the construction business itself, like we just filed the LLC with the state, and you know, went to work pretty much. We had the relationships already, and we started with sweat equity. Like we ain't have no big investment, or we ain't make it complicated. We just got started and went to work. Our biggest investment, you know, the first thing we invested in was a pickup truck, was $1,500, and that was like a few months down the line after we started our business. But like, you know, we literally started with nothing to be able to do six figures and stuff like that, and you know, in sales as a business. So you know, like I said, I had no expectations for it. So it's like, all right, you know, we might got something going here, and you know, the goal got, you know, it's getting bigger, of course, and relationships is there, and we figuring out ways to, you know, just kind of stay in our niche, in our lane, and scale from there, because the money comes, it's everywhere, and you can be this big wide octopus, and you know, catching everything and doing everything, or you can kind of be, you know, a sniper and do what the clients love.
Right. Nah. So what would you say for clients that are dealing with contractors? How do you set clients up to protect themselves but still give the contractor incentive to still keep doing the work? Like, how do you set the pay structure up?
We usually do like 30. Like, it depends on how big the project is. So let me say that first and foremost. But first,
Just let's say $50,000 rehab.
Got you. A $50,000 rehab, we'll probably break that up into 4 draws, and just portion out the project, ration out the project. Now, I would definitely say it depends on what your project scope is to what fits in what draws, because you might need a bigger draw in, you know, phase 2 than you might need in phase 1, or you might need a bigger draw in phase 1 than you might need in phase 3, type of thing. So I like to be real project specific to it. Not to be anal or anything like that, but you know, the business, especially for contractors, like, people got to realize the contractor is the one that's protecting the bag for the investor and the financer. So it's really tough for us, and sometimes we get put under different type of constraints and things like that based on how the client is financing the project itself. So you gotta be in tune with those different type of nuances with your client and what the project scope and needs are. But we usually 50% off top, and we kind of push forward with it. On a $50,000 project, though, we would probably break that up into 4 draws. And contracts, we make sure that, you know, we have our own contracts and things like that we use, but you know, we open if clients have, you know, terms and things like that. Sometimes it's really simple, quick, and easy. Other times, you know, people's attorneys get involved with it and things like that, depending on, again, the scale of the project. So I would say just make sure that, I don't know, just make sure that as best as possible that you're in good company, and that you put in, you know, a fair handshake on the table, for real. But not all business is good business, of course, and that's why we like to, again, get back to that VIC conversation. We like to be in with the people that we know we're comfortable with, and they're comfortable with us, and you know, it's just easy business. Like, I don't like, you know, headache money, I guess I would like to call it. Like, every dollar's not a good dollar.
No, I definitely understand that. It's not like having a client stressing you out, and you know, you trying to perform your job. Like, let me work so I can give you what, you know, I told you I was going to deliver. But even with that, maybe can you talk about that process for, you know, a lot of the new investors, like going into a rehab? I hear, you know, hey, my lender's giving me the money if I'm dealing with hard money to rehab the property. The contractor should put the money up to get the work done because he's going to get paid by the lender. Is that how it works, or what's your take?
You broke up a little bit at the end of that joint. Can you kind of just run the question back for me again?
So the question was, when dealing with hard money, where you know the rehab money is basically guaranteed, but it's really not given on the front end.
Yep.
Does the contractor give that money? Does the contractor front the money in the work and get reimbursed, or do you need money up front from the actual client?
I'm a definitely 8 times out of 10, I'm a money up front kind of guy and I get it. I get it. It depends on the deal and the conversation and what's going on in the project. So sometimes a client will say, well, we're going to buy all the materials and we're going to put these materials here. So you don't need any money to, start using your hands. I want to see you start using your hands and your feet. And then I see some progress in my building and then I cut you a check for your labor. So sometimes that happens, but not every project is like that. Some clients may be more, I guess passive, I guess you want to say. They're looking for the full package and they're looking for a contractor that's comparable, knowledgeable, who knows his numbers, knows the supply costs, and they just want to foot the bill. They just want to pay and they want to see something get done. They want to pay and see something get done. They're all watching numbers because the investment business is really numbers. That's why you see some, in my opinion, some slumlords and things like that, some things that may be unethical happening in the marketplace because people trying to make that, they're trying to make that number because this is what makes sense for my money. So, it happens, but I think that overall, you can just, I don't know, just make sure that you on top of it, man. Just make sure you're on top of it with whether you're the client and or the contractor. Like I done been in so many different situations with clients, what their needs and what their goals are. The contracts are definitely big. Even using subcontractors is tough. I've been in situations where we've been on a job and we hire subcontractors. We didn't have our contracts in place with them properly. They mess us up on a job, so we're still on the hook for the money that came from the lender and the client. So the client ended up suing us for for damages. Basically, you gotta get this shit done. And for us is that we gotta hustle it up and fix the situation. So it happens for sure, for sure. So.
Right, but that's dope that you guys are accountable because again, you guys were the point person. So it's like even though you hired this sub, it's on him, but it's also on y'all because I hired you. So that's definitely dope. Going into 2022, what can we look forward to from you? Do you got any upcoming events, any classes, books, or anything dropping this year?
For sure. I definitely dropping my first book this year. It should be out definitely in a few weeks. It's called Dirty Money: How to Position Yourself for Success in the Construction Industry. And it's just basically teaching the construction business from the ground up, how I learned it. Like I told you guys, like I started the business with absolutely nothing, just filing the LLC. And I feel like it's it's an opportunity for a lot of people to get into an area that's never going to go away, and it's not a lot of red tape around it. If you dumb it down to minimize it, like you can start getting into demolition and getting into the actual rehab part of the business. Yeah, you start dealing with permits and zoning and things like that. But I don't think that's everybody's forte. And I think the bottom of it is really the labor space. The laborers are the glue between all of the subcontractors. So it's just a very simple concept that I think that everybody can tap in. You can be making 6 figures from just doing labor and doing hauling and things of that nature. So we just basically teaching it from the ground stage and then allowing people to be able to see what other avenues and things like that they can actually get into. My construction business, like we have, even some seasonal services like snow removal, things like that, where we're able to make, $20,000-$30,000 just in the snow season off of one client. So, it's something in it for everybody. And, the book basically just laying out the labor space and all the different avenues that, we're using to make revenue, letting people understand how they can, actually start a business from scratch and go ahead and start, making their way.
That's what's up. So did you give a due date for that yet or not yet?
Yep, it'll be out next month. I got the ebook for sure. I got the hard copy, and then I got a signature hard copy with a webinar that I'm going to be actually teaching. You guys can check it out at dirtymoneycontractor.com. And looking forward to it too, man. It's been a long time coming. I didn't know what area I was going to actually, pin my first book in, but
Right.
this is where I got my most success at. And I feel like a lot of people are missing this little bit of information because we're looking at the big fascinating stuff within the real estate business, but it costs a lot of money to make those type of moves, and you got to have the right stuff lined up. Like I've been in the game for 7 years, and it's up and it's down. You feel me? So
Right.
you can definitely get into a space where it's always consistent. You can make money all day long, all week long, and start building those type of relationships and putting yourself in that environment to learn how to actually be the guys that you want to be and see.
For sure. Well, but we definitely wishing you luck with that. For any of the inspiring investors or people looking to start a business, can you give them a few words or a few gems to help them get over that hump of getting started?
Yeah, for sure. I would say you just got to do it. We watching it all day long, and like even now with how social media is, these lives, everybody's educating. Everybody's picked up on the digital marketing, digital products, and intellectual property piece. So it's so many people out here that's in front of you that's actually giving the information back. So find somebody that fits your mold, and just kind of you gotta go for it because you don't have
Right.
nothing but time right now. So you're not getting any younger. You want to be able to set yourself up for success in the future. Like we don't want to be punching clocks and just not that the clock is bad, but
Right.
you're gonna be working for your money. You want to have your money working for you, and that's how the wealthy end up staying wealthy. And it really doesn't have to be that complicated, especially when it comes to construction. We can talk about different facets, different things with the construction business and the labor business. What we actually teaching is, I feel like it's a hidden gem. It's the best kept secret, for real, for real. Like, you can even get into government contracting with it and, kind of have your money already set up for you where you got $80,000 contracts and stuff where you can already count the money before it happens.
Right.
It takes time to, navigate and get yourself in position. But if you got the paperwork, which the paperwork process is simple, like it wasn't strenuous at all for me. I had everything I needed to have within a week. So you guys can do it too. It doesn't take much. Just find the right, teacher, right mentor, and take a leap of faith, man. Get the right team around you. Make sure that you, living and breathing your vision. Like you can't half-ass it and just think that you're gonna get results. Like you gotta actually live and breathe it. But from there, the results will come to you. Everything that you're looking for is going to meet you on your way to where you are. A lot of times people sit and wait because the things around them and the people around them aren't on that wave with them. But I promise you, if you work for it and you go ahead and go on your way, everything that you're looking for is going to meet you where you want to be.
Well, definitely appreciate that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think if I like for me, the real estate agent side, because like I was scared of the construction side, but now that I'm doing more rehabs on my own projects, I really enjoy it, like you said. So it's like it's something that I feel like a lot more people, especially us, like minorities, can get into, and it's the cheat code to getting into the real estate world because
Yep.
it's so opportunity out here. So so again, you know, set yourself up, whatever it is that business that you want to do in 2022. Set that LLC up. Get those two emails, the info email and then the whatever. What was the second email?
Get your info email, and then I'll do like my name at whatever the company is. So you got info at the company name, and then you have your name at thecompany.com.
Got you. Set your emails up. Set your virtual address up if you don't have a complete address.
Big, big, big. Don't forget he said that because I didn't mention that part, but that was a big, big
Oh
game.
no, that's checklist right there in order to get the business lines of credits.
Yes, sir.
So so definitely, 2022 is we gonna execute this year. Next year it's gonna be a lot more winners, a lot more people, walking into their 9 to 5 and being like, yo, I'm just here so I'm fired. I'm just here for the healthcare. So when you got money working for you and you got plays in motion, it's a lot easier to go to a job that you don't necessarily, see yourself at long term. But again, it's a stepping stone to put you in position in the future. So so we definitely appreciate you, Chris. Is there anything
Got
else you want to leave people with before we let you go?
that's a good one, man. I would definitely just say I appreciate everybody who watched and listened. You know, I'm just getting back on my lives and just trying to be active, man. I got so much going on that, you know, it's hard to just be on top of it. I got clients as well. One of my other businesses is the $1 billion brand firm. And we basically do brand management and brand consulting. And so I'm doing a lot of marketing behind the scenes of other people's businesses and helping them build their businesses. So
Got
um,
you.
it's hard to stay on top of the personal tip, but you know, I appreciate the opportunity. I appreciate y'all. Definitely make sure y'all tap in with me um, at BLK Diamond Construction, as well as at $1 Billion Brand Firm. And yeah, man, look forward to seeing y'all online. And everybody keep being great, keep grinding. Um, that's it.
All right. Well, definitely appreciate it. And what was your IG for the construction business again? Those for just looking for a contractor?
Yep, that's at BLK Diamond Construction. And yeah, man, whole portfolio. You can scroll on that thing for days. It's at least like 3,500 pictures on there from the very beginning of when we first started, all curated by myself. I've probably taken every single last picture on there. And yeah, man, we on the journey, man. I appreciate the opportunity to be on that journey and for it to be able to connect us, man, for sure, on this platform, man. Definitely doing an amazing job with it. And yeah, man, definitely. I'm inspired, especially like, can I ask you, where you from, actually?
I'm from Philly.
No
I'm
doubt,
from
no doubt.
I'm from Philly. I'm in Philly now. I grew up in Delaware County. So I tell
No,
people I'm the county Philly kid.
no doubt, no doubt. See, I'm like kind of like, same type of vibe, but you feel me? It's always, I feel like a big it's a big gap in the bridge. A lot of times when you coming out of the smaller communities and stuff like that, just doing higher level stuff, and you know, I'm always, you know, ecstatic to be able to get on platforms with just people from the city that's dug in, and you know, because we all around, we all know each other, we in the streets, but like, you know, it's definitely a gap in the bridge when it comes to, you know, I feel like a lot of those smaller cities and, you know, them making it up out of, you know, their neighborhoods. So I'm just one of those guys who got a brand and a platform from where I'm from. And, you know, we just dragging it, man, making sure that, you know, we make an impact all over the place. And, you know, I appreciate the opportunity. Again, that's it.
Nah, man. Well, we definitely got to get you out, man. We got some events coming up this year, so hopefully we can get you in person, man. I know we definitely got to get Rod out. We plan on having a big real estate and business brunch this year. So when we get the release date, we'll definitely be sending it to you. So hopefully we can get you in person with, you know, you and your friends and, you know, some of your other business colleagues. So, you know, definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. We will see you guys next Thursday, as always, at 8:30 p.m. Again, don't forget to check my story. We got a Zoom class this Monday, which will be free, teaching you guys how to analyze flips and analyze cash flow, making it easy for you because it's not emotional doing these real estate deals. Once you understand the process and the numbers, you can do deals anywhere. So make sure if you want the details or information, send me a DM and I'll send you the link. But again, Chris, we appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow Chris and check out his construction business. People are always asking me for contractors. So we interviewed the contractor. Chris is an actual contractor with a real company that can help you rehab your properties from A to Z. But don't call him on no turkey time, all right? Make sure y'all come legit. So thanks again, Chris. We appreciate you, good brother, man. You have a good one.
No doubt. You too, man. Have a good evening.
Thank you.